Hi everybody and welcome back to English for You. I'm Pat.
And I'm Laura.
And we're on day 3 of our story article, Dead Wednesday. And it's about Robbie, also called Worm, who's a student who didn't like, and didn't is an important point here, attention. He liked to observe high school life and live in his friend Eddie's shadow.
And because of this, he's really looking forward to Dead Wednesday. Now, this is to remind you, this is when a student gets a dead young person's name. The student is then invisible for a day, as if they were dead.
Now, this is somebody else in his class, Monica Biddle, who Worm calls Mean Monica. She gets her name first. She once told Worm to get a life, so Worm doesn't like her, though she does often look at Worm.
Ooh. Now, Worm gets Becca Finch, who died in a car accident. She appears to him as a ghost, and he talks to her.
Yeah, and she encourages him to come out of his shell, okay? She's trying to get him to be more confident, get a bit more social. And she also loved books by a particular author who by chance is staying at Worm's parents' writing retreat.
Wow.
Okay? She wants to get a signed copy of that book. So that's where we left it yesterday with the Worm and Becca's ghost kind of getting to know each other. We'll have to see what's going to happen next and why all this stuff about Worm preferred to be like this. He used to be like this.
We're going to find out why.
We're going to see if it changes. Let's read through day 3.
Reading Dead Wednesday. After Worm gets Becca a signed copy of her favorite book, the pair walk through the woods. Worm has never been so deep into the woods before. He's afraid, but spending time with Becca is slowly teaching him to loosen up. He's becoming more confident. Then Becca gives him a swift kiss. It's a moment that Worm will never forget. But before long, Dead Wednesday ends and Becca is gone. For a long time, Worm can't forget about Becca. He only spent a day with her, yet he felt like they were best pals. Soon, it's the 4th of July. The town always puts on a festival with a fireworks display. As the fireworks are about to start, Worm sees Mean Monica in the audience. He has a sudden desire to call her name. She calls his name back. He takes her hand. He leads her to a quiet spot. They talk. Their conversation feels warm like a kiss. And then they kiss.
So day 3 picks up a little later on in the story. We see after Worm gets Becca a signed copy of her favorite book, the pair walk through the woods.
Oh, they got the book.
They got the book. That was pretty simple, and off they go.
Oh, okay. So get somebody something 就是替某人得到某个东西这样的意思。所以 Worm 就替 Becca 拿到他最喜欢的作家的亲签书哦。那这时候我们故事一开始就看到两个人，他们就走进森林当中。And next we read, Worm has never been so deep into the woods before.
Okay.
Sounds kind of scary now.
Could be a little scary. And he's with a ghost. So how much scarier will it get? We see he's afraid, but spending time with Becca is slowly teaching him to loosen up. Okay, that's a similar phrase to come out of one's shell. If you loosen up, you become more relaxed. You become better at social situations. We might someone's a bit too tight. You know, they're not comfortable. They're a bit awkward, but they loosen up. They become a little more relaxed. They're easier to talk to, that kind of thing.
Okay, loosen up 这个片语我很喜欢，就是指放松啊，或是变得自在这样的意思。其实就等于我们比较常知道的 relax or chill 这个字哦。There are many ways to loosen up, like I listen to jazz or like soft music, or I do yoga, but the best way is to sleep.
And if you're in a social situation, you just you loosen up by you listen first.
Yeah,
you ask some questions. You try and reply to what people are saying, and then you get more used to it. You'll relax a bit more. You'll loosen up. And as the article says, he's becoming more confident.
Ooh.
All right, let's find out what this word means. If you are confident, you have belief in something. Usually we use it to mean you have belief in yourself and your own abilities. We could also talk about being self-confident or having self-confidence. You could also be confident in something else, like I am confident that you will succeed. I believe in you. But here we mean Worm has belief in himself. He thinks he can do stuff. He doesn't want to hide so much anymore. For example, we could say the first person we interviewed for this job wasn't very confident. Maybe we shouldn't hire him.
Confident 其实就是自信的，像我非常羡慕有的人，他们可以在舞台上唱跳，我觉得真的超强的。Admire people who are confident and can sing and dance on stage.
I'm confident that I can't sing on stage. I'll do it anyway.
Oh.
All right, well then, big moment here. Then Becca gives him a swift kiss.
Whoa, that was fast.
High school romance with a ghost, okay? It was a swift kiss.
Okay.
Okay, so a swift one means it's quick. Swift means fast. It doesn't last a long time. They're not kind of stuck there with each other for like 5 minutes like teenagers on the MRT
R-rated.
platform. This is a swift kiss, maybe a quick on the lips, on the cheeks, something like that. Here's another example of swift. Harry had a swift look at the whole test paper before he started writing his first answer, which you should definitely do. Read everything first to have a quick idea. This is what's on the whole test. Okay, now I'll go and start.
This is what I do, and I always write the ones that I think I will spend the most time on, and then come back to the really easy ones.
To the simple ones. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Swift 是什么呢？就是迅速的、飞快的。OK， 所以很害羞，在里面我们突然看到，怎么那么快？马上就迅速进展了一个 romance。他给他一个很快的，就是 Becca 很快的亲了 Worm 一下。OK， 那 Swift 还可以用在什么情况呢？像是如果你有写信给对方，结果他立马下一秒就回信给你，你可能就会这么回 ：Thank you for your swift reply.
And we see, like for pretty much everybody, it's a moment that Worm will never forget. First kiss.
好害羞哦，所以 Worm 感觉有点恋爱的感觉哦。那当然这一刻呢，他永远是不会忘记的，太难忘了。
Okay, but this isn't going to last. This isn't going to be a long romance with a boy and a dead person. We see in the article, but before long, Dead Wednesday ends. And Becca is gone. So before long means after only a short time. Of course, once they get to the end of the day, they hit midnight, that's it. She's going to disappear. That seems to be what happens with Dead Wednesday.
Okay, so before long 就是不久之后，很快的这样的意思。而刚刚我们提到 Becca is gone 是过去分词当作形容词用，就是消失的。不复存在的这样的意思这故事目前听起来也太 sad 了啊，因为这样子就是表示他们不能在一起生死恋，而且 Dead Wednesday 只有1天呢，所以很快当然就是 Becca 消失了。
Right, so let's get on with the story though, because we've still got Worm here. The article says, for a long time, Worm can't forget about Becca.
I would think so too. 所以呢 Worm 他好久一段时间他都不能忘记 Becca. Now he only spent a day with her, yet he felt like they were best pals.
Yeah, the word pal, it's an informal word that means friend. It's probably more common in American English.
Okay.
You wouldn't say it as often in British English, at least modern British English, but it's a word that means the same as friend. You could also say buddy. In the UK, people would say my mate, my friend. Yeah, me and my mates. So you might say, me and my pals went to play basketball in the park. It just means you're friends.
OK， 刚刚我们有提到 pal 这个字呢，其实就是跟 friend 这个字是一样的，但是它比较偏美式的说法。像我跟 Pat 其实都是比较偏英式的，所以我们会用 mate，good day mate，OK 来表示朋友、好友哦。那刚刚还提到了 yet， 这个连接词就是然而、不过这样的意思。那回到了 pal 这个字，我们要怎么用呢？像是老朋友、认识很久的朋友，就是 old pals。在很久很久以前，大家可能不知道，其实有笔友哦，因为现在大家都是用 email 简讯，然后或者是 Instagram， 你们可能不知道以前 pen pals 这个笔友，他可是要等对方回信，然后等可能1个礼拜或是几天呢。好，你们知道吗？我们整句的用法，我就会想到我的最好一个朋友，他竟然是我的高中时期的朋友，到现在我们还有保持联络。那我就可以这么说啦 ，Nicole and I have been pals since high school.
Okay, so in the story, time passes and we see that soon it's the 4th of July. Now, of course, this is a very important event every year in the US. There are big parties. It's a day that everyone looks forward to.
OK， 所以很快的呢，就是 4th of July， 也就是美国的独立日哦，就是 Independence Day。那这个节日是为了纪念美国西元1776年的7月4日宣布这个自大英帝国独立，就可以说是美国的国庆日这样的意思啦。And in the article we read,The town always puts on a festival with a fireworks display.
Yeah, this happens all over the US. There are big fireworks displays. Everyone celebrates this special Independence Day. And we say the town put on the festival. To put on a festival, an event, a show, it means you organize and run this event. You do all the work, you set everything up, all of that kind of thing.OK， 所以 put on something 这个片语有着筹办这样的意思，后面我们会接活动啦、节日或是演出等等，所以这个城镇呢都会筹办这个烟火秀或是烟火的这个表演呢，庆祝美国的独立日哦。 And a big part of the 4th of July celebrations is fireworks.A firework, of course, is an explosive device. It shoots up in the air or spins around. It makes a loud sound and bright colored sparks and lights come off. And I'm going to go with the obvious example here. There are many fireworks around Taipei 101 on New Year's Eve. And now you know exactly what they are.
对，在过年的倒数的时候 countdown， 我们就会看到过年新年一定会有烟火秀。
咻嘣咻嘣
Yeah, firework 其实就是烟火，它是一个名词。而我们有提到 firework display， 这个 display 就是表演的意思。那可能我们有时候很好奇说，如果不是过年的时候，可能是某一个地方他们要有烟火的节目，我们可能会问说 What time do the fireworks start?
Right, so this is an organized display. People aren't just setting them off for fun. Somebody, a lot of people have got these together. They're going to have it officially done, that sort of thing. So we see in the article, as the fireworks are about to start, Worm sees mean Monica in the audience. Okay, so we see the fireworks are about to start. We use be about to say that something is going to happen very soon.Possibly in the next few minutes or even seconds.
Okay, be about to 然后后面接动词就是正要即将什么，所以就在烟火即将要开始的时候 Worm 竟然看到坏心的 Monica 在一群观众当中呢。
Okay, and now I am about to explain the word audience.An audience is a group of people watching a show, a display like this one, some kind of event, could be a performance. We use audience watching a movie, that kind of thing. Now, normally we think of this word as being singular and uncountable. If we're talking about one group of people, we just say the audience, not the audiences, even though there's more than one. However, we can use the word as a plural.If we say audiences, we mean multiple different groups at different times or on different days, or different places. So a play that's getting good audiences means that lots of people are coming every night. But normally we just use the word as a singular noun. For example, the audience clapped and cheered at the end of the play.
Audience 这个字是个名词哦，那通常我们是用它的单数型哦。OK， 它就指的是观众的意思哦，像是 The audience went crazy when the superstar appeared on stage as a surprise guest, so they didn't expect the superstar to show up.
Okay, so Worm sees mean Monica somewhere in the crowd. Now, remember, maybe they used to talk, and then she told him one day, get a life, Worm. And since then, he resented her, but she always kind of looked at him
in a very special way.
Well, let's see. We're now kind of really getting close to the action. He has a sudden desire to call her name. He doesn't know where this desire, this feeling of wanting to do something comes from, but it's just, I want to call out her name. It's just
Interesting.
It's just this feeling I have. I got to do it.
So Worm 突然有一股冲动哦，就是说我要叫出她的名字 ，but hopefully it's not mean Monica, it's just
Monica.
Monica. 对啊，应该是这样子，又開始他們要有一點點就是對立了。And then next, the article reads, she calls his name back. 他也把hopefully it's not Worm.
Yeah, Robbie was
Robbie.
Yeah.
那應該就是叫 Robbie， 這樣感覺他們要開始和好了啦。
Okay, and then we see in the article, he takes her hand.
Oh my god, 真的假的？真的是好害羞哦。然后他就抓着她的手 and then he leads her to a quiet spot.
Oh, okay.
What's going to happen?
Well, we've got to explain something first. We've got to look at the word spot. Here, the word spot means a place, a small area, a particular thing. We could talk about tourist spots, which is a place where a lot of tourists would go. You might say, for example, the hikers found a nice spot to take a rest and eat lunch. So it's just a place, just a particular place.
当我们提到 spot 其实就是一个地点，一个场所，所以 a tourist spot 就是一个观光景点这样的意思。那像每一个人都有他们喜欢想要就是放松的一个地方。For example, I love hanging out at a nice quiet spot on the beach. But I can't wait to find out what's going to happen next.
Okay, well, they've walked over there.
Yeah.
We see the article says they talk.
Oh, okay.
Their conversation feels warm, like a kiss.
I'm getting really shy here. 好热哦。OK, 所以他们两个就聊天啊。不过呢，他们的对谈感觉是非常的warm, like a kiss. Warm 其实这个字有两种解释哦，一个是有亲切的啊、热情还有温馨的意思这种的对谈，但另外一种是有点像是温暖的 kiss 就是亲吻，所以呢它有点双关的感觉哦。
Okay.
And then what's gonna happen? They kiss.
And the fireworks go off.
I love that. Okay.
Yeah, you can see this as a movie cut, cinematic cut, kiss, fireworks in the background.
I didn't expect that coming, but
fade out.
This is a very happy but surprising ending.
Okay. Well, before we get into the chat question, let me ask you this, right? Monica gets a name too.
Right.
Do you think she was visited by a ghost?
Who helped her in some way?
And maybe stopped her being so mean?
对呀。
Right?
Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't happen overnight with the meanness.
Yeah, exactly. And it's surely it's not just one person gets the dead. Maybe this sort of thing, this is why they do Dead Wednesday.
Aww.
It kind of is a lesson from somebody to the current kids to kind of make them grow and change their ways and become better people.
I'm glad you reminded me that because, that's a really important part of the story. But yeah, we only have 3 days to tell the story.
Right. There's a lot of detail we've had to kind of cut out to get the main parts of the story. But that's what I think. I think she saw a ghost and met that ghost as well. Okay, well, that is the end of the story. That's the end of Dead Wednesday. Let's now go to our final For You chat question.
For You chat.
So our chat question is, do you think you make friends easily Or does it take you a while to get to like someone?
I think I actually make friends very easily, but to actually like somebody, especially like a boy, I think it takes me a while. I need to observe many things.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say I'm fairly good at making casual friends quite quickly. It's one of these things when a foreigner arrives in Taiwan, you've got to make a lot of friends. You're going to meet a lot of people quickly. And at the start, you've got something in common. You're here in Taiwan. You're working. Maybe you're all teaching together, something like that. But then it takes you a bit longer to find out, do we have more things in common that we can actually be friends with? Or are we we're here in Taiwan and that's it. That's all we've got. So...
very casual friends.
Yeah, I would say these days I maybe don't make as many friends so easily because I just don't have the time to commit to a real friendship with newer people. I've still got a lot of older friends I never get a chance to see.
Actually, yeah, exactly.
So it gets harder as you grow up to make new friends and stay in touch with old ones. So maybe making friends is a little harder for me these days.
And I think it's okay sometimes to just have one or two real friends in life. You don't have to make like 100. Like those Facebook or Instagram friends are not really friends.
Some of them are.
Yeah, some of them are. I meant like they're probably just acquaintances, or some people you probably never really chat with them. They're just on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's our answers. What about you guys? Do you think you make friends easily? Are you good at coming out of your shell and loosening up? Are you taking any important lessons from our story today?
Yeah.
Who knows? But that's all we've got time for. Thanks for watching, everyone. For English for You, I'm Pat.
And I'm Laura.
We'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Vocabulary Review.
Confident. Joanne is much more confident in her guitar playing than when she started 3 years ago. Swift. The fight ended soon after it began, when Ian went down after a swift punch. Pal. When Lucy brought a puppy home, her husband wasn't happy. But now, the two have become pals. Firework. Every year on December 31st, people gather around Taipei 101 to see the fireworks go off at midnight. Audience. The band played all their famous songs that night, and they really pleased the audience. Spot. There's a little spot near the top of this mountain which has a great view.
智慧小补帖
Loosen up.
以上节目是由活用空中美语制作，活用空中美语杂志，请洽询全国各大书店。如欲索取试听教材，请来电02-2364-4000 02-2364-4000，或上网查询，网址是 www.english4u.net www.english4u.net